Hello guys, my name is Hollow Nightmares and today we're going to keep playing Doki Doki Blue Skies, episode 2. Now, instead of explaining what happened in the last episode, let's just jump into it. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Yuri. All the talk about appreciating sophisticated language, while it's not exactly my kind of story, to their credit, the author does a good job building up the rather bleak situation. I've never been particularly imaginative, but even I can picture the scenes in my head. If I weren't so tired, I could probably engage with it more. Over time, I can't help but grow a little bored though. I guess I've read enough to be able to discuss it with Yuri tomorrow, so I decided to call it there. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. I've probably read this for long enough. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way and take a seat next to her. Hey, how's it going, Sayori? What you reading? As I sit down, I notice that she looks quite content. Nothing much. Just reading some stuff for a school project. What about you? You seem really into your book. Oh, yeah, it was good. It was a good read. At least as far as I can tell right now. I can't help but wish I sounded a little more enthusiastic. That's great. So how are you liking the club? You're not bored, are you? She looks a little bit worried, her cheerful persona faltering for a moment. Where did that question come from? It's a bit too early to tell how I really feel about the club. Of course not, Sayori. Sure, I haven't been here for long, but I've enjoyed meeting everyone. They opened my eyes to new stuff. I've never been huge on reading, but I'm confident the literature club could change that. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're involved. You don't want to join a club that you have no interest in, right? I know what you mean. I think reading will grow on me in time. Naturally, do you mind if I sit with you and read? She looks at me clearly surprised. I don't think she was expecting me to sit next to her, but nonetheless she seems happy. Her smile is infectious, lifting my own spirits too. It is very infectious. That would be great, Hollow. I thought there was gonna be a CG of them both sitting together. I always forget to take my mouse off, you know. We read for a while, which turns into talking fairly quickly. Our conversation being a continuation of our chat from the walk to school. It's nice to just sit and talk with my childhood friend. Who would have guessed reconnecting would be so easy? I haven't felt this content for as long as I can remember. The good mood reflects on her as well, given that she seems very uplifted and bubbly. I don't know what is about her that makes me so at ease. Wow, we've been talking for a bit, haven't we? Man, I didn't even realize the time. I guess we have been talking for a while. I can see why you come to the literature club so much. There really is a welcome, at ease vibe here. It must be a nice change of pace after how hectic the school day can be. I was hoping you'd say that, Hollow. It really is, and I'm grateful for the others as well. They really help make the club the way it is. I can't help but notice that Natsuki and Yuri seem to be very different, though. Do they argue much? She looks a little downcast at my question. Sometimes, yes, but thankfully it isn't often. I can sense this isn't a topic she likes discussing. Well, that's only normal, I guess. Monica seems like a great president, though. She must be very proud of this club. Just then, Monica gets up from the desk she was sitting in and faces the classroom confidently. Speak of the devil. Okay, everyone, I hope we're all having a good time so far. There's a good moment of silence during which everyone seems to be glancing at me. Do they want me to respond? Anyways, you're still gonna respond even if you're gonna be threatened to. I'm mostly having a great time. Thanks for the warm welcome, everyone. Well, it's great to hear that. And as it turns out, Natsuki baked some cupcakes for the club too. Yeah, I know. I was just about to announce it. So let me get them. Let's go sit over there, Hollow. It looks like there's room at those desks for us all, for all of us. All of us. Kind of the same thing, but just different writings. I dutifully follow Sayori over to where the rest of the girls have pulled a couple of desks together to form a table. How about I make some tea as well? Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling a bit awkward, I opt to take a seat next to Sayori. If the conversation starts to die out, I can always rely on her to save me. Meanwhile, Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Whoa. They actually show this now. In DDLC, they don't show what is the format of the cupcake, unless you have the CG where Sayori is stealing from Natsuki. But this is good. Thank you for showing us what it looks like. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, just hurry and take one. Siri grabs one first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Siri talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. This is actually the same scene as DDLC where you take a cupcake and then you look around to see where you can bite. And Natsuki just goes like, you gonna eat it or not? Huh? Are you gonna eat my cupcake or not? Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Yup, it's kind of the same dialogue as the original one. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. If she made it all by herself, that's seriously impressive. It practically tastes professionally done to me. But then again, it's not like I have the most discerning taste palette. These cupcakes are amazing. Thank you, Natsuki. Yeah, you better thank me, because this took hard work to do. Hold up, did she really quote herself right there? Oh no. Okay. They just put that quote because of removing B. Cuz. Yeah, it really seems like it. Did you make it by yourself or did your parents? There's missing an R. Did your parents, or did your parents help you? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I couldn't have done it myself? No, it's just that it seems professionally made. So I was wondering if an actual baker helped you. I wish my dad was a baker. But just because I don't bake for money doesn't mean that I can't be good. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I just suck at cooking myself, so I'm wowed by a good cooking. I guess I should count myself lucky that I got to try your cupcakes today, huh? It's not every day that I have the time to bake. So be thankful. Nice blush. The expression on Natsuki's face practically says, bow down before me, peasant. Are you expecting Hollow to prostrate himself before you? Looks like Monica had the same thought. You can't blame Natsuki for bragging a little, though. I would too if I made these. Yeah, exactly. Natsuki smiles gratefully at Sayori's safe. Sayori is like the savior. Meanwhile, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole the tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. I meant that, Don't worry about it, I believe you. Tea and reading might not be a common pastime for me, but I can at least appreciate it. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiled at me. I'm happy that you like your I'm happy that you look like you're enjoying yourself, Hollow. As president of the literature... what the hell? As the president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh, that reminds me. I've actually been meaning to ask you something, Monica. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. But I guess it must be hard to start a new club since everyone's probably settled in their own activities already. You could put it that way. Okay, now I'm yawning. Anyways, it can be hard to get people invested in things that aren't brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like cultural festival that much more important. Speaking of school events, I don't think I saw your club at the beginning of the year. That's because I hadn't started it yet. Oh, guess that explains why we don't have many members yet. Yeah, we missed that opportunity to join in first years who hadn't found clubs yet. It's a lot harder to advertise on a person-by-person basis. Like you said, a lot of people already have other extracurriculars by now. But even so, I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls are interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Well, Sayori ain't that hard to find since she's literally the only girl who can literally run a whole mile trying to find someone to be happy. Maybe that's why we're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. By the way, I know that everyone here likes reading, but do you guys write as well? Actually, we haven't really done any writing together, funnily enough. Do you guys just read and discuss books then? You can just say that. Sounds more like a normal book club than a literature club. To be honest, I was kind of expecting you all to do stuff like write poetry together. The word poetry, Natsuki jolts back a bit. Do you not like poetry, Natsuki? What? I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. Oh, really? What the? Oh, okay. With a sly smile, Monica gets up, rummages through her book bag, and returns with a loose notebook page in her hands. Oh Lord. I happen to have here a poem called Hey, where'd you get that? Natsuki springs up and snatches the paper out of Monica's grasp. Don't worry, I didn't steal it from your bag or anything. You dropped it on the way out the other day. I wasn't going to return it, but I couldn't help teasing you a bit before I did that. Well, I'd appreciate if you kept your nosy nose out of my private work. I feel like I have 2 games open. Jesus. Haha. Dully noted, and sorry. I just couldn't help glancing over your poem when I picked it up. Your writing style is really cute, Natsuki. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulder. I'm not cute. Hey, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So you do write your own poems, Natsuki? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I just think that's pretty neat. Why don't you share them with the club sometimes? Not if everyone just kinda call them cute. Like Sayori said, there's nothing wrong with being cute, you know. You wouldn't get it. There's nothing worse than trying to get honest feedback from someone and just having them say it's cute. Spawn drips from the word cute. I guess I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, no one does. It's super annoying, you know. Actually, I believe I understand how Natsuki feels. Natsuki looks surprised at Yuri's sudden interjection. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. This is like a rewind. We rewind it to the point of being back in the DDLC we know and love. And when that's all dismissed with a single remark, well, suffice to say, it can greatly discourage you from putting your work out there again. It sounds like you and Natsuki have writing experiences in common, Yuri. Maybe. Although I didn't mean to speak for Natsuki. Jeez, it's fine. I pretty much agree with what you said, so... A brief moment of silence falls upon us, as we all reflect on the conversation. This just gave an idea. Everyone, we all look quizzically at Monica, who smiles knowingly back at us. If we have members who are looking for legitimate criticism of their poetry, how about we do that here? I'm sure we can all trust each other to be respectful, and I think it would be a fun activity for us. I don't know if I feel comfortable about sharing my old poetry. I didn't write it to be read by the public, so... Same here. That's fine, we can all just go home and write new poems to bring tomorrow. I was going to suggest that anyways, since I don't think the rest of us have poetry ready to share yet. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I think learning about poetry would be really fun. And now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Hollow? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. The Literature Club has been very welcoming so far, at least after the initial introductions were made. And although I have to start writing poems, it seems like a fair price to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. I had my doubts at first, but given how friendly and welcoming these girls are, I don't really see any reason why I shouldn't join the club. Yep, I'll be looking forward to becoming better friends with you all. That makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thank you, Monica. Yes, I'm so happy you're joining us. I received a notification. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, and thanks for playing along. She whispers this last remark in my ear. She was aware that I'd never agreed to join in the beginning. That sneaky girl. Although Sayori is the most enthusiastic, all of the girls' eyes are lit up in happiness. I would have been super pissed if you just left after eating my cupcakes. I'm very glad that you were staying as well. Okay, everyone, I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Don't forget tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring them to the next meeting so that we can hold discussions. Monica looks over at me once more. Hello, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress Monica with my mediocre reading and writing skills? Something tells me no. Jeez, can already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Well, it's not like Monica's going to be harsh as an actual literature teacher though, right? Meanwhile, the others continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Sayori, since we're already here, you want to walk home together? Given that she introduced me to all these amazing people, it's the least I could do for her. Sure, let's head home. With that, the two of us wave goodbye to the others and make our way home. Honestly, wow. They remade all the songs? I'm clapping for them. That's amazing. On the way back, we discussed the events of the day, focusing particularly on each club member. As we do so, my mind wanders between them all. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. I'm excited to hang out with everyone from now on. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of them. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with the writing a poem tonight. What? What the heck is going on? Oh, we actually write a poem, okay. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Obviously, we're going with for this episode, we're going for Sayori, obviously. So, we have to go with happy bubbly things like not rain cloud. Rain cloud is depressing. That's more for Yuri. Chocolate. Schnitzel. Okay. Climax. Manga. Okay. Heaven sent, embrace, hair, feather, wonderful manga, heaven, misfortune, climax, entropy, and extraordinary. Embrace. Friends. Unrestrained marriage, playground, kiss, essence, crimson, special, ambient. What? This playground? Ah, damn it. So we got 1, 2. Clumsy? Okay. So 2, 2, 0. 0, 2, 2. Wrath, defeat, variance, disarray, incapable music, sucks, anxiety. Oh Christ! 1, 2, 2. Pout, lazy, eternity, uncontrollable, nibble, spark, shiny, games, puppy, massacre. Games? Ah, schnitzel. 3, 1, 3, 2. That 2, 3, 2. Any grief question? Hope. 2, 3, 3. Vivid color, warm color. 2, 3, 4. Analysis, inferno, lucky, explode, determination, destiny, silly. 2, 3, 5. Cheer. 2, 3, 6. Don't miss. Strawberry. Oh, schnitzel. 2, 4, 6. Sunshine. 2, 4, 7. Fireflies. That's cute. I don't want cute. Bouncy. Ah, schnitzel. 2, 5, 7. This is like a code or something. Jesus. Smile. 2, 5, 8. Lily, rainbow. 2, 5, 9, 8. 9, 8. I don't remember. Peaceful. 2, I forgot. 10 or 9. Or 8, I don't know. Cute. Good. Ah, frick. 3. 5, 9, or 8. Heartbeat? Damn it. 2, 6, or 5, I don't know. Oh god, that was very nice. Hello, fancy meeting you here. Yeah, what a coincidence, huh? Seriously speaking though, I'm happy to see you back here. I would have been disappointed if you ran away from on us. Hey, I enjoyed myself last time, so why wouldn't I come back? True enough. Feel free to make yourself at home before we start on our club activities. Thanks, will do. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Sayori and I were the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, hello. I'm glad to see you here again. Who knew that something as so simple would warrant so much thanks? First Monica, now Yuri. I know that it may be overwhelming to be thrown into a new hobby so suddenly, much less an organization centered around that hobby. So don't hesitate to let me know if you ever need any help, or any other club member for that matter. That is to say, feel free to ask any of us for assistance. Right, thanks. I'll keep that up in mind. Don't worry though, it's not like I've never read anything before. I even remember to write a poem for the day, if you'll believe it. Well, believe it when we see it. And here we go. Little angry Natsuki. Hey, it's not like I need to have a university degree to write a poem. It was just like another school assignment, although it might be a little new to me. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? She's got me there. And that's why I never said I wrote a good poem. Natsuki smirks at me, seemingly pleased that I'm not offended by her teasing. Well, good is often subjective when it comes to subjects like these. I'm sure you did fine, Hollow. So I guess she will be a little bit happy, Sayori will be extremely happy, and Yuri will be like, really? You only put 3 words that I like? Well, thanks for the for the vote of confidence. Try not to overhype my work, though. Yeah, Yuri, if you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. Besides, I bet this is the first extracurricular Hollow's done since high school started. So extra work is probably really foreign to him. Again, she's not wrong, but she doesn't have to say it like that. Natsuki, you're being unfairly harsh. Hollow, what would you say your main hobbies are? Wow, she's really putting me on the spot here. I know I'm playing into your teasing right now, but yes, I spend a lot of time playing games and watching anime. And that's all you need to know. That's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps her manga collection in the club. What? Natsuki splutters to a halt. Looks like a certain someone knows how to dish it out, but I can't take it. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Paul always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He's always been there when I need it. When we were kids, he'd always be around to help me with stuff. Oh, are you two childhood friends? I glanced at Sayori despite her cheery recollection of our childhood memories just then. Yuri's question is a reminder that we haven't spent much time together in a long time. It's a tad awkward. Yeah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we? We smiled at each other. I'm really hoping we can use the club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you've shared so much together. Or much. Was it much or so much? Much. You could say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, Mimi, that's not true. Oh, need I tell Yuri about time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house on Her face turns pink as she rushes to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could be just as good of friends. After all, you're both in the literature club. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Look forward, still the same thing. Yuri looks hopeful at hearing this, although I can't help but wonder, Given the maturity and intelligence she carries so elegantly, and how her passion for reading is much stronger than my own, will it be as easy as Sayori think it is? Still, it's worth a try at least. Yay! Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? It's not much, really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but... I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I'll ruin the surprise. The two girls both looked dolefully. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through the effort to get me something makes me feel really welcome. No matter what, I'm sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course. Thanks for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyways, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into... Okay. Please don't be a copy of Portrait of Markov. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Isn't this the book from yesterday? Upon seeing this, the confused look on my face, she hastens to explain. I thought you might like it to have your own copy so that you can read it on your own as well. I honestly don't know what to say. How is it that she's only known me for a day, yet she's already done something this thoughtful for me? I swear. This is the 11th time I'm hearing about the Portrait of Markov. Even episode 1 is like, the title is about Portrait of Markov. Even the thumbnail! Oh, Yuri, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you. But, you didn't have to do that for me. I feel kinda bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that. I just, I understand if you don't want to read with me anymore, so... Honestly, she gets more adorable by the minute. Please, it's fine. I'd love to read it with you. I just wasn't expecting you to buy me a copy of my own. Are you sure? I don't want to force you. Seriously, Seriously, Yuri. I'm sure after all. I grinned at her. After all, it is a good book. She timidly returns my smile, relaxing a little bit. I'm glad you seem to think so. How are you liking it so far? She looks at me with wide, expectant eyes. She must be really worried that I'm not enjoying it as much as her. To be honest, I've been pleasantly surprised. While horror isn't really my thing, it really kept my attention. Even though I haven't gotten very far yet, I find myself feeling soft and her eyes light up as I mention the language. I'm glad you think so. One not only needs to look at what is being said, but how it's phrased. It can entirely change the desired message, wouldn't you agree? Oh boy, I hope we don't get into an in-depth discussion about the language. I'm still nowhere near Yuri's level with this sort of thing. Oh, totally. I've never really thought about it until you brought it up with me. She blushes at this, turning away slightly. Really? I helped you with that? I have to admit, you really managed to open my eyes to this sort of thing. Now, or should I say, my third eye? Don't say that again, you fucker. Don't you say that again. Your silence makes me nervous. Did I make a mistake? No, because the book mentions a third eye and there's an eye on the cover. Ah, I see. Probably best not to comment on her accidental continuation of the pun. Half proud. Oh, I see. You were making a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No worries, I just thought it was a good pun. She smiled bashfully. Yes, it is quite humorous, isn't it? Phew, I think that means everything's okay now. I want you to fucking give the poem. We've already 30 minutes past. We have to end the episode before we even give the poems. Not everyone settled in. I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. Like the poetry thing, I've already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. but it seems that we have some downtime before then. Oh well, looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What are the others doing right now? Sayori and Mark are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Well, we'll be discussing club matters, given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Oh my lord. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. A few huffs of annoying sound from her direction every once in a while. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing today. Natsuki is rummaging. Why are you repeating what you said? Like, you said Sayori is doing it, Yuri is doing this, Natsuki is doing that, and you're like repeating what you just said. Meanwhile, Monica said, I'm just going to I slumped down into the nearest desk, closing my eyes and ended up listening in Sayori's conversation with Monica. The problem with the literature club is that it just doesn't sound particularly exciting. Plus, people don't probably have their own preconceptions about what the club would be like. I'm just going to edit here. 37 minutes, I don't want to pass 40 minutes. Anyways guys, if you like this video, please, if you guys like this video, like, and if you guys want to watch more of this content, subscribe. Also, if you subscribe, you will also in the future, after we're done with the Doki Doki Blue Skies, you'll get to see me play a horror game, Psycho no Sutoka. Plus some other games like Welcome to the Game and etc. Honestly, it depends on you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta!